So basically, I never pay for luggage. Yeah.
You know what time it is. Welcome to the channel. Come on in, let's have some fun.
What's up, you guys? Julian McClurkin here, your host of the Julian McClurkin channel. Look, I got a great video for you guys today. I am going to be breaking down my top 5 travel tips, travel hacks, what have you, best practices when traveling. It's a ton of value in this today. Make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end to also hear some of the hacks that didn't make the top 5 list, but they did make the honorable mention. All right, so first, before we break it down, what qualifies me to tell you the best ways to travel? Let's just start with the fact that I'm a world traveler. I've been to 26 countries around the world, ton of miles. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of hotels, millions of miles flown, thousands of flights I've been on, and spreading joy and smiles everywhere that I go. So getting an opportunity to really immerse myself in these different cultures and the different ways that people get around, I know quite a bit about traveling. I'm gonna share with you the tips that I've picked up along the way. I gotta do this fun, so we're gonna do the countdown in the captain's voice. You ready?
This is your captain speaking. Travel hack number 5 will be download apps that you can play in airplane mode.
Bam! There you go. Download apps that you can play in airplane mode. A lot of times when you're on these flights, if you don't want to pay for the Wi-Fi, you're going to want to grab some apps that you can actually download in airplane mode. What are some of these apps for me? For me, one of my favorite ones is Angry Birds. Another one that I like to play is Candy Crush with Friends, regular Candy Crush, chess, and Diamond Digger. Now, look, maybe you don't really like those kind of games. Something that I also like to do if I'm not downloading these games is listen to podcasts. While you have that time kind of unplugged and away from the rest of the world, you should listen to podcasts. I built up a lot of my real estate knowledge by tuning into podcasts during that time. One of my favorite podcasts to listen to is Bigger Pockets. You should go ahead and check them out. And I'll put a link to these games and a link to these podcasts in the notes below. So make sure you check out the description in this page. Travel hack number 4.
This is your captain speaking for travel hack number 4. Make sure you take flight vouchers for future travel or stuff and things. Thank you.
Make sure you take travel vouchers for future stuff and things. You can literally buy anything with these travel vouchers. Travel vouchers are the best. Have you ever been in an airport and you're sitting at your gate and they make an announcement and they say, hey, we really need 5 volunteers to come up and take a later flight. If you do this, we'll give you a voucher of $300. Or $400 or $500. I've heard them all the way up to $1,500 that people will get travel vouchers for. So, what can you do with these travel vouchers? You can use them for future travel, but also other airlines allow you to use them for Amazon purchases. I have taken thousands of dollars for travel vouchers. But it does require you to have flexible plans when it comes to traveling, but it is a great way to pay for future travel. Now, a lot of times I fly with my company, so my company is paying for that flight. And if I'm able to get there a little bit later and they've built in a little bit of wiggle room for me, I take that voucher every single time. And it allows me to fly during the summer times when I'm not working so much. So next time you hear them say that they need a volunteer, you should be one of the first people to step up. Now, here's the thing. You got to be strategic with it, right? If you are the first person to go up there and they need 3 people, they may make the first announcement and the first person that goes up there will get the amount that they promised. So let's say they say, we'll give each of you $500 if you come up here and you're the first person. And you go up there and say, yeah, I'm good, let's do it. They'll give you a guaranteed at least $500. But if they don't get those other 2 people, the amount will go up. You don't get locked in at $500. If they raise the price and say, now we're gonna give away $700, and then 2 more people come in, you now get $700, okay? So it's good to be one of the first people to go in there and lock it in early. Sometimes I like going up to the counter and I just tell the person, behind the counter, hey, if this is an oversold flight, I'd like to put my name on the list first, before you even make the announcement. And sometimes they'll even tell you right there at the kiosk when you first check into your flight. Okay, so that's a big one. You can save a lot of money, and you can buy some stuff from Amazon too and make it pretty cool. Next one, travel hack number 3.
Again, this is your captain speaking. With rental cars, make sure you always ask for a car with Apple CarPlay or Android. What's it called? Android something. I don't have an Android phone, so I don't really know what it's called. It's better than most navigation systems.
All right, when you're renting a car, basically in a nutshell, make sure you always ask for a car with Apple CarPlay. This is a huge one because sometimes cars don't have that kind of technology yet, and the car company that you're renting from will upgrade you for free if you request that you need Apple CarPlay in your car. A lot of cars don't come with GPS a lot of times, and Apple CarPlay, you can use the GPS right from your phone. It allows you to go all through your phone and do a lot of things. It's compatible with Waze, Apple Maps, Google Maps. It's just a great way to keep your eyes off of your phone and on the road, all right? And it's a great way to do that because you don't want to be texting and driving. It'll play your messages for you. It's enabled with Siri, and it's just a great way to drive around. And it's an easy way to get an easy upgrade because, hey, if they don't have a car that is available with Apple CarPlay in the class that you ask for, so like let's say you reserve the standard, they'll upgrade you to a full size that does have the Apple CarPlay that you requested. All right, so try to remember that one. That's how you get a free upgrade. Travel hack number 2.
This is your captain speaking. Free stuff. This is a way to get free stuff.
What am I talking about? Free stuff? How do you get free stuff? Besides using your travel voucher, here's another excellent way to get free stuff. Now you're gonna wanna write this one down. Anytime an airline loses your luggage, you have an opportunity to go and buy new stuff, okay? Look, if they lose your luggage, most of the time it's not lost for good. They have just misplaced it for a moment, all right? A moment. What you do, as soon as you land and you find out your luggage didn't make it on the aircraft with you, you go straight up to the baggage center of that airline and you file a claim. You let them know, now I'm gonna be purchasing some things to replace what I don't have right now, okay? And the airlines will reimburse you up to a reasonable amount. What is a reasonable amount? Whatever you think is reasonable within your bags. I've gone and I've gotten a nice pair of boots, a nice coat, because I was up in Canada one time, really thick sweater, and a nice pair of jeans, just for a day that I was without my luggage. Now I also got some other essentials like socks. I needed underwear that day. I needed a tank top, undershirt, what's it called? Toothbrush. Toothpaste, essentials. I needed those, but I also got some stuff that was really nice, like my coat, and I bought some Timbs. They were pretty sick. Actually, you can see some of the things I've gotten right here. I took some pictures. These are some of the cool things I've collected along the way. Wow, my bags were misplaced temporarily. Now they're only temporarily displaced, and a lot of times I have my luggage back within a few hours or maybe a day at the most, because they'll just send it in on the very next flight. Travel hack number 1. Before we get to my favorite travel hack number 1, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions, okay? When you're on the flight and they ask you what you want to drink, have them mix cran apple and Sprite. It's the bomb. If you ask the person in front of you not to recline their seat before the flight takes off, it can go far for you, and it protects your knees. Give yourself an upgrade by taking off your shoes. If you take your shoes off, make sure you have socks on, you will feel like you have more room in your seat than you actually do. Trust me, this works 100% of the time. Take off your shoes, no matter what. Once you sink your feet down, you feel like you have more room. Want to know exactly where you are on your flight? If you have an on-screen display right in front of you on the seat back, all you have to do is click on the flight tracker. That helps you. That'll tell you exactly how far you have to go and how far you've traveled already. It's called the flight tracker. Please, please, please wait wait to get up and stand in line. Do not be that guy. Do not be that girl who stands at the line before your zone is called. I promise, they're gonna call your zone number. There's no need for you to crowd around the lines, okay? You're gonna get on the plane, I promise. All right, and my number one travel hack is, Captain?
Free luggage. Free luggage for everybody. You get luggage, you get luggage, you get luggage. And you, look at you.
How do you get free luggage? Well, here's how it works. When you travel, anytime you check luggage, sometimes damage occurs. Trust me, I know. I used to work in the baggage office. I was responsible for taking bags off of planes and putting them back on planes. With all that wear and tear, something's gonna happen to your bag eventually. It's gonna get ripped. If it's a hard shell, it's gonna get cracked. Here's an example. I cracked this luggage on a flight. Well, I didn't crack it. The people who were packing my luggage, the baggage handlers cracked it. And I ended up with this huge gash in it. And because of that, I had, it was exposed on the inside. So what did I do? I took the bag at the end of my flight when I noticed the crack to the baggage office. And I said, hey, my bag has this crack in it. So what did they do? They replaced my bag for free 99. Free 99.
So this is the bag I chose. I went and got the brown one, as I like to choose bags that stand out a little bit. Easy to pick out. And plus it was kind of slim pickings. So you can see this bag is actually a little bit bigger. Upgrade you. And there we go. This bag is really big. I like barely put anything in there. Yep, don't look at my dirty clothes. That's what happens when you're on the road for 3 months.
So I haven't really paid for a bag probably in a couple of years, because every time something happens, if it's a rip, if they break off a wheel, if the handle stops working as well, I just take it right to the luggage agency and say, hey, my bag is broke. Now, these aren't the best or top name brand bags, but they're all durable and they last you for a good amount of time. I travel about 6 to 8 months out the year, so there's a ton of wear and tear on mine. But, that might not be the case for you. Okay, so that was my top 5 travel hacks. Look, an overarching theme with all of these, though, really requires one thing, and that's just that you be nice. Be nice to people, okay? I've gotten a lot of things done in life, and you can get a lot more out of people if you're just nice to them. I remember one time I was on a plane, and the flight attendant was coming back to coach where I was, and she couldn't quite reach the overhead bin. I stood up and closed 3 bins for her that she couldn't reach. She whispered over to me and said, hey, come on up to first class. And she put me all the way up to first class just for helping out with those bins. Be nice to people. It will go so far. When you're going to try to get this free luggage, don't go up there and demand, you broke my bag, I need you to get me a new bag. No, be nice to people. They will give you what you need if you are respectful and you're nice to people. Above all, just be nice. Guys, look, I hope you thought this video was very interesting. Comment below with any travel hacks that you have. Is there something that I missed? What travel hacks did you like that I said? What stood out to you the most? If you guys want to see even more videos just like this, make sure you click right here. To subscribe to my channel, click right here. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.